So, if you're managing a fleet today, you know what it's like to be just buried in complexity, right? You've got overwhelming data, unpredictable safety risks, and just logistical nightmares. Well, today, we're going to look at 3 powerful innovations that are designed to bring some serious clarity to all that chaos.
I mean, just think about it. What if you could just talk to your data and get instant answers? What if you could actually see collisions coming and stop them before they even happen? And what if, just what if, you could finally get rid of the headache of physical keys for good? That's exactly what we're digging into.
All right, let's jump into that first big challenge, data overload. I mean, your fleet is just churning out this mountain of information every single day. But trying to get a straight, simple answer out of it, it can feel like pulling teeth. That's where a tool like Geotab ACE comes in. The whole idea is to turn that data mountain into a simple conversation.
And this slide, it just lays it out so perfectly, doesn't it? The old way? It's a total grind. You got to find the right report, then you mess with the filters, you download the data, and then you have to do it all over again if you have a follow-up question. The new way? You just ask. You type your question in plain English, and you get an answer. It completely skips all of those frustrating steps.
So this whole idea has a name, Conversational Analytics. And you should think of it like having a data genius on your team, available 24/7. You don't have to be a spreadsheet wizard anymore. You just ask questions in the same way you talk to a person. Seriously, how much time would that save you? It's all about knocking down the walls between your question and the answer that's hidden in your data.
But here's the big question, right? Can you actually trust it? This slide gives us a little peek under the hood. So when you ask a question, the AI first makes sure it's a legit fleet question, so no asking it for the weather. Then it pulls the right data and context from its knowledge base. And here's the really critical part. It literally writes the code needed to find the answer. Finally, it gives you that answer, and it shows you its work. That transparency is everything when it comes to building trust in the results.
Okay, so that's data. Let's move on to our second big innovation, which is all about safety. We're talking about a shift in perspective, from looking in the rearview mirror to looking through the windshield. The goal is simple, but it's a huge one. Stop reacting to accidents and actually start preventing them.
And man, this quote just hits the nail on the head. If your entire safety program is just focused on things that have already happened, you're always going to be a step behind. You're always reacting. The whole point here is to shift your focus forward, to see the risks that are coming down the road before they turn into real incidents. And look, this isn't just some feel-good theory. The numbers are actually there to back it up. Geotab's data shows that the drivers the system flags as high risk are a whopping 2.4 times more likely to actually get into a collision. Just let that sink in. That's a ridiculously powerful signal that lets you step in before something bad happens.
You might be thinking, okay, but how is this any different from the driver scorecards we already use? Well, the difference is huge. Traditional scorecards are usually one size fits all. It's totally unfair to compare a long-haul trucker to a local delivery driver, right? Predictive Analytics, on the other hand, benchmarks drivers against their actual peers, people in similar vehicles, in similar regions, doing similar jobs. It creates a picture of risk that's so much fairer and way more accurate.
And what you get are these really simple, clear-cut risk categories based on percentiles. This gives managers an instant snapshot of who might need a bit of coaching and who's really excelling, all within their specific peer group. It's simple and it's actionable.
But here's what's really cool about this. It's not just some top-down tool for managers to use. The drivers themselves can see these exact same insights right in their app. This empowers them to understand their own risk profile and to work on improving it. It's all about encouraging self-coaching and turning safety into a real conversation instead of a lecture.
All right, for our third and final innovation, we're tackling a problem that is, let's be honest, as old as fleets themselves, the physical key. We're talking about going from a chaotic jumble of metal to a smooth, seamless digital system. It's all about unlocking a whole new level of efficiency and security.
Oh man, if you've ever managed a shared fleet, you know these headaches all too well. Lost key fobs cost a fortune to replace. The amount of time wasted just trying to find keys and coordinate handoffs is a total productivity killer, and it's almost impossible to accurately track who was driving what vehicle when, which basically undermines all that great safety data we were just talking about.
Now, Geotab's Keyless solution has really evolved. You can see here that the original version, well, it required soldering the key fob, which permanently altered it. But check out the new IOX keybox. It's a total game changer. The installation is simple. You just place it in the vehicle, the key fob inside stays completely untouched, and the whole unit is reusable. That's a massive improvement in terms of flexibility and cost.
And the experience for the driver? It's just so simple. A manager assigns access to a vehicle digitally. The driver walks up and uses their phone or NFC card to unlock the doors. If it's a push-button start, they just get in and go. But here's the best part. The system automatically logs that trip to that specific driver. No more guesswork, just perfect, seamless accountability.
So, let's step back for a second. When you put these three pieces together, the smarter data, the predictive safety, and the digital access, what do you actually get? Well, you get your fleet, evolved. It stops being just a collection of vehicles and drivers and becomes a truly proactive, intelligent system.
So let's just recap those three big shifts we've talked about. First, you're moving from just having data to having a real dialogue with it. Second, you shift your focus from the rearview mirror to the windshield, from reacting to predicting. And third, you go from physical to digital, swapping that key chaos for streamlined, secure access.
The real takeaway here, the big picture, is this. We're seeing a fundamental shift away from reactive management, where you feel like you're constantly putting out fires, to running a proactive, intelligent operation where technology helps you get out ahead of the problems. You see, all that data your fleet is generating every single day, it's not just noise. It's a roadmap to a safer, more efficient, and smarter future. By turning data into a conversation, by looking forward instead of back, and by ditching the physical keys, you can totally transform your operation. The only question is, are you ready to unlock it?